Yo, babe, I think it's starting.
Wait, they're here already?
Yeah, come on.
Oh gosh, I'm coming.
Alright. You ready?
Oh gosh.
Today on the Osborne Love.
Join us as we have a great discussion about tools and tips that can help you live your best life on purpose.
We know exactly what it's like to have a dream and not feel empowered to complete it. We want to support you in getting everything you need to be the best version of yourself.
Join us on a journey where we provide
real talk
with real people
about real life. This is the Osborne Love. You're in the right place
at the right time.
Hello everyone, what's going on? This is True Osborne.
And I'm Belle Ray.
And welcome to the Osborne Love. We're really excited to have you all here today. Our show is going to really focus on becoming a superstarter. What does that mean? A superstarter is somebody that takes the world by storm, that believes in their own vision, that goes from point A to point B without allowing themselves to be stopped by anyone or anything. And we want to show you how to become that person. Wow. Do it again.
Wow. No, I felt that in my soul.
We want to take a moment to just say thank you for joining us on our very first episode. Hey.
I can really rock for that.
We want you to know how important it is for us to have you here today. So if you're looking for ways to connect with us, why don't you follow us on Instagram at The Osborne Love. You can also find us on Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, MySpace.
What
we don't have no MySpace, babe. Look at you, you was ready.
Write, comment, share. Please let us know what you guys think. What are some topics that you guys want to hear us discuss? We really want to hear from you.
At the end of the day, the Osborne Love is all about real talk with real people about real life.
Yeah.
So we want to provide you with some tools for those of you who may not necessarily feel like they light up the room when they walk in. We want to make sure that you have everything you need to be a superstar and then some.
So a lot of times you hear people wanting to be famous, they want popularity, they want them likes, you know, and I feel that a lot of times we get kind of caught up in the approval of other people. And I think like when we first really started chopping up this idea, the way that we came up with the word superstarter versus superstar is really like going against the grain for what millennials struggle with. Right. You know, and being a superstar can sometimes, wanting to be a superstar can sometimes stop you from getting to start anything because you're focused on other people. On the superficial aspects of what it means to actually believe in your dream and then begin the process of bringing your dreams into reality. We know exactly what it feels like to have a dream and want to see that dream become a reality. But look, don't take our word for it. Check out my boy Tech. He got something to tell you.
Me personally, I want to open up my own business. And I'm getting there, and the way that I'm getting there is by me doing it myself, me waking up, saying, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna put the foot down, I'm gonna go by this, I'm the one that's basically doing it. So if I could do it, I could see somebody else doing it, basically doing it basically.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Osborne Love. So before we left, we started speaking about 3 strategies for becoming a super starter.
Facts.
We want to jump right in. Our first strategy is believing in your super vision.
Facts. I think that we didn't just write these because we want they sound good. It's really things that we experience like within our own journey.
Right.
So like if you really thought about an experience that we kind of went through, identifying our or believing in our supervision, what would you say?
I'd have to say that when we first thought of the Osborne Love, or when the Osborne Love came to life, it actually happened on our honeymoon. We weren't even married a full week yet. We were in Jamaica.
Yes.
And we went live.
Okay.
Just to say hello to everyone. We wanted to show people, you know, like what our honeymoon looked like. We were so excited to be married.
Yes. Oh, we was young and married and cute. Yes.
And you were pretty cute.
Yeah.
And we were on the beach. We were laying back, and so many people got on that live. Like we were super shocked.
Yes.
And we didn't really understand why so many people were on our live, but we kind of had a lit wedding. So I think people really wanted to see what we were all about. They wanted to know, like, what is this love story? We made a big, you know, to do about us actually getting married. I mean, after 10 years of knowing each other, that those first couple of days after we said I do, it changed everything. But you know, that moment allowed us to really think about what we wanted our marriage to stand for. And
it was like a precursor, like a foreshadow of what was about to come.
And I remember I came up with some ideas, and you was like, nah.
I mean, I wouldn't say
nah,
that.
don't try to get all cool, calm, and collected about it now. No. You was like negative.
Nah, I always I did believe in our vision together. My concern was just us being in business together. I was just scared about that, you know? That's what it was. Like, I always believed in what we had as the Osborne Love. Like, that was the hashtag of our wedding. Yeah. But, like, us being in business together, I remember, that's crazy, 2 years down the line, I'm chilling, but 2 years ago, I was so scared. Like, I'm like, yo, I want my marriage. Like, I don't want to be in business.
And I take full ownership for the fact that I've always been a big dreamer. I've always been someone that really thinks big. Yeah, I'm like the pie in the sky.
You're the what person, I'm the how person.
Yeah, absolutely. But we didn't know that at first. You know, we thought we were just madly in love with each other, and that, you know,
things just happened, combustion.
Boom. And then we started to really reckon. You know, we spent so much time focusing on our similarities when we were dating. And when we got married, I feel like God really gave us an opportunity to look at our differences and to learn to fall in love with those things. So when we speak about this strategy of believing in your supervision, it comes from our experience of, well, I know I can speak for myself. I had to enroll you in the possibility of what our marriage could really look like. And as the head of our family, I really believe that it was my responsibility to, like, dream for us. You know, and then I believe that you are the perfect person, especially for someone like me, and maybe even for some of you who have a significant other or a spouse or a partner who, you know, is more detail oriented. When you are acknowledging your vision, when you're learning to believe in your vision, it's always great to have someone that first can say, I know that can happen, but what does it look like? You were that person for me. So I went from let's build an empire, let's build a recording studio in our basement, you know, let's start a production company. And you're like, hey, yeah, honey, I think that's great. But how we finna do that?
We starting from
like how we gonna make that happen?
You know? It is definitely I remember that conversation. That's so true. Like, all right, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do it? How are we gonna start something? And I think, you know, it can be overwhelming sometimes, and I kind of want to encourage, you know, anybody that's looking to just take the first step, you know, and believing in your supervision.
You know what I'm curious about? I'm curious about those of you right now who actually don't even know what having a vision feels like. Right. You know, like, how do I even begin to identify what my vision is?
No, it's true.
What would you say to them?
Oh, I'd say the first thing is finding out what your strengths are and your weaknesses. What you love, asking yourself what you love to do. What do I do well? And if you don't know, ask people around you. Sometimes it's hard to see yourself when when life is happening. Yeah. And I really, for me, that's the first thing I ask people when I'm coaching. Like, what do you love to do? Right. You know, what have you been doing? What do you
What inspires you?
What inspires? What do you dislike doing? Like, I don't want to do that. Right. You know, and that really, honestly, for me, I don't know about you, but it really helps me to, you know, coach that person into, you know, any career or even just an opportunity that they kind of like, you know.
And I agree with you. I think that when believing in a vision or even trying to identify what that vision could be or what it is, discovery is so important. And really taking moments to look inside of yourself and say, hey, let's rule out the things I know I hate to do.
Right.
Look, I don't like...
I don't want to cook. I don't like cooking.
Exactly.
I don't like, you know,
I don't want to sit in the office all day. I don't want to have a 9 to 5. Like, I knew that those were my things. Yeah. And that led me closer and closer to knowing that I wanted my life to be a creative life. You know?
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I think that if you're going to believe in your vision, start by believing that you have no limits and that there's not a right or wrong answer to what your vision could be. You really are just seeing what the possibility is for your life.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Which led us to our second strategy.
Yes, my favorite one. Identify.
That's interesting you say it's your favorite.
It is my favorite. It's one of it. No, it's only 3, right? So this is my favorite one. It is.
Identify your supervillains.
Yeah.
Why is it your favorite?
Because I think that the question is, what or who is the supervillain in your life? And you know, my answer was me. But that.
I thought I was. I definitely thought you was gonna say that I was your supervillain.
Sometimes we make husbands feel like that. Like you like your supervillain.
No comment.
I'm going to a marriage segment next. No, but you know, I really believe that I was my own supervillain. Did I say that right? I was my own supervillain.
What did that feel like?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to point and say, well, this person or that person, but for me, I didn't necessarily believe in the value. Just my own self-esteem. I struggle with that. And imagine bringing that into a business with my husband. I think that initially started off like the Osborne Love. Right. I was that villain. So it can always, I think it's always great to look inside and see what am I doing? Not before, you know, you can point to other people, but what am I doing that might cause, you know, myself to be a supervillain to my situation,
to your own dream,
to my own dream, and how am I choking my dream? I'm strangling my dream.
Right. See,
you know?
I would say that my supervillain was scarcity, like a lack of resources. I didn't think we had enough money, enough team members, you know, enough support to really bring our vision to life. But, you know, over time I started to recognize, like, what does it actually take to do what I had vision for us to do, and why do I feel like whoever told me that I had to have it all in the beginning? You know? See, the power in becoming a superstarter is that you are able to identify what's in your hand already and learn how to use that to inform, that's the word I was looking for, to inform what it is, the end goal of your overall vision.
And you know, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Well,
After my mom always says, you know, after you've gotten your keys and everything, the next step is the devil trying to make you see like, oh, that key is nothing. Like, it's rusty. It's not going to open no doors. Like, you're not going anywhere. And that's why the supervillain has to be like literally, you know, identified and knocked down, because villains do what they're supposed to do. They distract. They trolling.
They troll. Right.
Yes.
They discourage.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just important to be able to, as long as you're able to identify them, then you're able to get them out the way.
And I want to celebrate you, because it's not easy for a person to acknowledge themselves as a supervillain. You know, most people don't even want to say that they did something, a little thing wrong. But for you to acknowledge that you were the thing in the way of your own progression,
I'm guilty.
I salute you. It's actually pretty sexy.
Oh. Chill.
All right. Last but not least, execute your super strategy.
Yeah.
And guess what? We've already given you 2. So what are some other strategies that you would share with our viewers about how to become a super starter?
I think based off of like if we're going based off of our experience, we had to be connected to the right people that could pour into us. So shout out to Rebecca Gordon.
Hey sis, we love you.
She helped us through like the first 2 years, pretty much until now, and still with our vision. And Rebecca is a consultant, a branding and marketing consultant, and she poured into us. She helped us.
And
she
also an entertainment lawyer extraordinaire.
Oh, she's like doing it. Basically know who you need to get connected to. Like, we don't have all the answers. Like, behind this camera, there's someone great. Behind this light, there's someone great.
That's right.
And having a strong team. And it doesn't require, everybody is, you know, not going to always support, but find the people that will support you.
Right.
And just use what you have. Like,
I also want to shout out Dr. Cheryl Hill, because in this process, we faced a lot of personal and emotional, mental, spiritual challenges. So we were able to really lean into our village, to our parents, to Dr. C. We call her Dr. C, Dr. Cheryl Hill. She was someone who we could call and say, you know, we're really having a hard time right now navigating the responsibility that comes with this vision. How can we overcome this? And what I love about Dr. Cheryl Hill is that she is a marketplace mentor. So she educates people on how to overcome challenges in the marketplace, in their businesses, not just in churches or in their spiritual lives. You know, so that really supported us. And I also want to shout out our family. You know,
having a village.
Absolutely. Those days where we needed to tape, but Titan, you know, didn't have a babysitter. You know, our family really jumped in and supported.
Hey, little boy.
Titan, don't put that in your mouth.
What is that?
My gosh.
Wait. Oh snap! We taping.
I just want y'all to know y'all son stinks over here.
He pooping on you. Oh, that's it. That's the love.
That means he love you.
We want to take a moment to really just hear what you have to say about how you start.
Shows being a super starter. In your opinion, because I guess, you know.
What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid of not being effective.
If you could coach yourself out of that fear, what would you say?
Don't limit yourself. Whatever you have a desire to do, you can be your only limitation. You step out of your comfort zone and be who you are called to be.
Thank y'all so much for tuning into the Osborne Love. We really had a great time sharing with you 3 strategies to becoming super starters. Strategy number 1, believe in your vision. Let me tell you, you can't make it nowhere without clear vision. You got to get from point A to point B. Strategy number 2, give it to him, babe.
Identify your supervillains. Make sure you're looking out for the things that's trying to stop you from getting your bag.
Especially those haters, dog. Strategy number 3, execute super strategies. Okay? Every single person on this planet has access to super strategies, especially if you're tuning into the Osborne Love. We love y'all. Can't wait to see you next time.
See you next time. Whew, baby, that was so good.
That's facts. It's time to soar, mommy.
Closed captioning brought to you today by
Inktastic, located at 78 Rockaway Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11233. Check them out for some dope tats and art.
For bonus footage, check us out at www.theosbornelove.com. See you there. Hi, Auntie. Come on. You look like superstar.
Thank you, gorgeous.
Hello.
This is our Auntie Raquel. I think you met Tashane before. We haven't met Bree.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Oh, gosh, I interrupted.
No,
we actually
wanted you to come. I thought you were coming in.
Yeah, right. We wanted to. We was hoping. We was like,
you could have came through. Some of those things we'll use for like bloopers and for bonus footage. How you doing? Just walk clean across the camera. We be like,
say hi, Mama.
do you love production, media, arts, and entertainment? If you're interested in becoming a part of the Osborne Love team, send us an interest email at theosbornelove@gmail.com. We'd love to have you as part of the family.
No, just be ready, guys. I'm telling you. You gotta preach. Because the super starter.
So if you're looking for ways to connect with us, why don't you follow us on Instagram at The Osborne Love. You can also find us on Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, MySpace.
What else?
We don't have no MySpace, babe. Look at you was ready.
Write, comment, share. Please let us know what you guys think. What are some topics that you guys want to hear us discuss? We really want to hear from you.
At the end of the day, the Osborne Love is all about real talk with real people about real life.
Yeah.
Me personally, what I think about love, let's see, this is a tough one. Because love is a serious word. It's like you cannot take it for no joke. Love, the 4-letter word that hurt. How do you explain it? Love is when you care about somebody, physically, mentally, and emotionally. When you care about somebody, you can't go a day without that person. You get the junior high school feeling. You know the feeling where you go to sleep thinking about that person next day, where you like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to school to see that person. That's the kind of feeling that I get when I think about love. Like, I don't know about everybody else. Everybody else probably gotta get a different feeling. Everybody got a different point of view about it. But that's what I get. Me personally.
Everyone is invited and we're excited to share our love with you. Osborne Love, Osborne Love, Osborne Love, Osborne Love, Osborne Love, Osborne Love.